Y'all in my business, don't do that. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel. As y'all can tell by the title, today I'm going to be showing y'all how I do my eyebrows. This is a very highly requested video, so I decided I would go ahead and do it since I am getting ready to go to brunch. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how I do my eyebrows. If you're interested, just keep watching. Alright, y'all, so it's really nothing major to my eyebrow routine. So the eyebrow pencil that I use the Morphe eyebrow pencil. This is like $6 or $7. I get mine from Ulta. Inexpensive, but if you do want a cheaper alternative, I used to buy these pencils from Walmart. They're like 98 or 78 cents or something like that. I don't know if they're still that price, but I used to buy those pencils from Walmart and they work just fine. And another thing that I use, this is what I use to conceal my brows. It's just the LA Pro Girl Concealer, you know, OG, you know. So these are literally the only two products that I use on my brows. Now as far as brushes, I do use, if I can find it. But yeah, my brush is dirty, don't come for me. So I use a flat rounded brush to carve out my brows. A lot of people like to use, some people do like to use an angled brush, and this is what the angled brush looks like. Totally up to you, whatever works for you. I just like to use a rounded brush. And then I also use a fluffy brush as well. I just use this to blend out my concealer. So yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started with my brows. Oh yeah, another thing I like to use powder. So I like to use, it really doesn't matter what kind of powder you use, but for today I'm gonna be using my Mercier Translucent powder. And I like to do this because I feel like my brows stay on longer when I put powder on first. And also it keeps like the shine or the oil that comes in my brows from the products. It keeps the oil down like to a minimum, and we love that. So I'm just gonna take my big fluffy brush. You can take any brush, honestly. I'm just gonna tap it into my powder. You literally don't need a lot at all. And I'm just gonna push it into my brows. We look crazy, but it's okay. So I'm gonna zoom y'all in a little bit so that y'all can get a better look. Y'all in my business, don't do that. So for the brow pencil, when you buy it, comes with one end as a spoolie, and then the other end is the actual pencil. And I'm just gonna kind of brush away the powder, but at the same time, brushing my eyebrows into place. Okay, so now when it comes to carving out your brows, which is the first step that I do, it's totally up to you on how or where you want to start carving out your brows. All right, so for me and what works for me, also the color that I'm using in the brow pencil is Mocha. I do switch between Mocha and Java. Mocha is a lighter brown and Java is a darker brown. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start carving out my brows. And I like to start kind of not directly at the beginning of my brow, but closer to my brow. All right, so this is the bottom of my brow carved out. So now I'm just gonna move on to the top part of my brow. Again, brushing if I need to. I don't really have much of an arch, so I'm gonna create my own arch. All right, and that is kind of what my brow is looking like right now. So I'm kind of just going in now and just kind of filling in my brows. And it definitely takes practice, y'all. You will not get this, like, you won't wake up and just have it. Like, I've been doing my brows since I was like in the 10th grade, I believe. 2011. Wow, I've been doing my brows for a long time. Now that I have my brow kind of shaped to how I want it, moving on to the concealer part, which is the main part when it comes to your brows to me personally, because it kind of really makes or breaks your eyebrows. So if you want like a snatched brow, you do not want to just leave your brows like this because it doesn't look clean. It doesn't look, you know, it doesn't pop, you know. I'm gonna go in with my concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm gonna use my angled brush as I mentioned, and then I'm just gonna brush the concealer onto my brush like so. I like to start at my arch when I carve out my brows. So you guys, I do want to apologize in advance because I realized now that I was not in frame a few times and I didn't have my glasses on, so it was kind of hard trying to look in my mirror, so sorry. Alright, so this is what we're looking like. So sometimes I like to let my concealer sit so that it can kind of dry down a little bit so that it's not moving all over the place. So I'm just going to let this sit for a few minutes, and then while that's sit, I'm going to go ahead and start on this brow. Alright, so now that that's dried down a little bit, I'm going to take my fluffy brush and I'm going to pat this into my skin. I'm not just going to brush it off, I'm going to pat it into my skin. And this kind of leaves the highlight under your brow without taking it away. Alright, so the bottom part of my brow is done. I'm gonna go in with my darkest shade in the color Java, and I'm just gonna outline my brow again. I just went in with a dark color just to shape my eyebrows a little bit more and give them more of a shape. But now I'm gonna go in still with the same concealer on the back of my hand. A lot of people like to use their foundation color on top of their eyebrows. It's totally up to you, whatever works for you, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use the same concealer. Alright, so this is what we're looking like right now. Again, I'm gonna let this dry down a little bit before I start moving it around and patting it into my skin. And another thing that I like to do, I like to take my darker pencil, and so as you can see right here, I feel like I have a very harsh line at the beginning of my brow. So I like to create faux hairs to give it more of an ombre effect. So I just literally take my pencil and just do hair-like strokes. And as you can see, you can already tell the difference. Alright, so now that I feel like that is kind of dried down a little bit, I'm going to go in and literally do the same thing. I'm not going to brush it, I'm just going to tap it into my skin. And I like to tap this upward. It's easy to fix if you make a mistake or if you see something that you don't like, because that's what the concealer is for. Literally think of your concealer as an eraser, because that's literally what it is. It erases anything that you do not want there. Like I said, as far as shade, whatever works for you works for you. I like my brows to pop a little bit more, especially since I have dark hair. So now I'm gonna go in and just brush the hairs up to see if I feel like I need to shade in anymore or even just fix the shape of it. This is what we are working with today. Yeah, it's literally nothing to my eyebrow routine. I literally only use 2 products and they are very inexpensive. It's all about practice. You just have to practice until you find what works for you, until you just kind of get the hang of, you know, doing your brows. I've been doing my brows for a long time, so I can do my brows pretty fast and I feel like it's pretty simple. But like I said, you just really have to practice. Like, that's all it takes is practice, and I mean, that's all it is to it. So that's the end of this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back to watch my videos. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate y'all. So I will see y'all in the next video. Peace.